Going to show you how to create a dynamic website using AWS S3, Lambda, API Gateway, HTML, jQuery, and JSON technologies. First, we're going to create a Lambda function. How to do that? Of course, we have to go to AWS console. Okay. Okay. Let's log in and go to services menu and look for Lambda. Okay. Okay. You have to click this button to create the Lambda function. So we put here first we have to select the template. So we just use the default one, which is author from scratch. This is the simplest template that we can use. It's already selected. So basically, we just use this one. Then the function name, we can put any function like we like. For example, lambda test 2. Okay. Then choose any programming that you know. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose Node.js, the latest version. Okay. Then we need to choose or create an execution role. So for this one, we need to choose this one. Create a new role from AWS policy template. Okay. Then we need to specify the role name. You can put role uh, test 2. Okay. Then from the drop down, we can use the simple microservice permission. Okay. Then create the function. Click create click create function. Then okay, after we create the lambda function, so the name of our lambda is lambda test 2. Okay. After we create this, we need to expose this function using a API gateway. So how to do that? We need to create an API gateway. There are two ways. Either the first way, one way is to add trigger. The other way is to go to services and look for API gateway. So this one. Okay, but I'm going to I think it's easier if we just use the first method, which is the from lambda side. Okay, so from lambda, this is the one we created, right? Lambda, oh, lambda test 2. Okay, anyway, this is the one we create, right? So we go to this lambda function, we add trigger, and we select API gateway. Okay. So once we select API gateway, we have to choose create an API from the drop down. Okay. Then API type, we can just select the default one, which is HTTP API. Then for security, we can use we select the open. Then additional settings. No need to change anything. API name still the same. So you might notice the name of our API is lambda test 2, right? But the system append API. Anyway, we can change this if we want, but In my case, I will just leave it as is. So other option like CORS, cross origin resource sharing, we need to take this one. Actually, the purpose of this one is to, for example, we want to use JavaScript to execute our API gateway. Then this is required. Otherwise, the AWS service will block our client JavaScript. So this is a mandatory. Okay. So we click Add button. There we go. So we just created our API gateway. So this is the API gateway for our Lambda function. So let's check the details. Basically, uh, this is the URL of our this is the URL or the API gateway of our Lambda. We can test if it's working. Okay, we copy the URL, paste it in our browser. Oh, so this is the response of our Lambda function. Okay, so we can modify this function. Okay, let's go to Lambda, Lambda 2, edit. So this is the source code of our Lambda function. Okay, I prepare a template that we can use. So because for our dynamic website, I want to grab the data from YouTube server. So I prepare here an array of URLs pointing to our YouTube server. This URL are pointing to our YouTube. Okay. So I copy this thing and paste it to our Lambda function. Okay. Oops. Okay. Then save. Now we test again. Let's see what's the response of our Lambda function. So there we go. This is the arrays of URLs. We will be needing this data for our web page later. So the next step after this, uh, so far we have created already the Lambda function, right? Then we already created the API gateway. This API gateway is the purpose of this is to expose the Lambda function, so we can trigger it using HTTP API. So next step is we create an HTML page. Okay, I also create a sample HTML here. This one. So this is a simple HTML page. So basically, we have a drop down menu. This one. This drop down will be populated with the URL, YouTube URLs. All this data will go to our drop down menu. Then we have an iframe to display our video. Then we need a jQuery library to uh, be able to invoke an AJAX call. So in our AJAX call, we need to call the API gateway that we created just now. So this is the API gateway that we created, right? We copy the URL and paste it here. We replace this one. So this is the API gateway. Okay. So once we specify the correct URL, okay, The Ajax function will call this URL, will execute this URL, and the response will be returned here. So this parameter is basically is this is an array of URLs as we can see here. So this URL we pass it to a this code populate. What it does is basically it will load all these URLs into our drop down menu. So that's why we have an iteration here. So basically all the URLs will be loaded to our drop down menu. Then this function below, this basically will display all the videos that the user selected from our drop down menu. So basically this code will display the video. Okay. So now let's save this HTML. We save it as, let's save it as test2. Okay, test2.html. Okay, so once we have created our HTML, so this will be our web page. The next step is okay, we already basically we need to create a S3 bucket. So step 3 is already done. We create HTML page. Step 4 is use the API gateway to retrieve the data, which is we already done here. So this is the API gateway. We already updated, right? Then the next step is create S3 bucket. So we go back to our AWS console. S3 bucket. We go to services menu. Then look for S3. So this is our S3. Okay. So to create a S3 bucket, we just need to click this button, create bucket. Okay. But in my case, since I already have, I don't need to create a new one. So I will just go inside. Once we created the S3 bucket, we just need to go inside and upload our web page, the HTML that we created just now. Add files and test2 HTML. Okay, upload. Okay. Uh, so this is we successfully uploaded the file, the web page, but this is not yet accessible to public. So we still need to hit make public uh, menu to make it public. Then click make public button. Okay. So I think that's it. We can test now. We go to our website. We copy the URL so we can test. Okay, there we go. So this is our dynamic website. Okay, we choose you see uh the video is changing, right, based on the URL that we select from the drop down. It's dynamic. In the future, if we really it's not really totally 100% dynamic because I hard coded this data from in our Lambda. But in the future, if we really want to be 100% dynamic, we can read this data from database. But then that change you can change it in our Lambda function. Maybe in the future I will show you how to do that. But for simplicity, I just hard coded it in our Lambda function, then throw it to our JavaScript application or the HTML. See, we can play. Let's play one video. Oops, seems hanging. Anyway, by right, it should be working. Let's try other video. Oh, there, it loaded already. another video. Okay. See? So I think that's all. It's easy, right? So basically, that's all. That's all. Thank you.